I guess I need to craft one more chest. So what we got here? Ah, dang it, I have only 7 planks left. I need to cut some trees. Here is my axe, and let's go. An ordinary world. Nothing remarkable. The clouds don't move though, but do they have to? After all, trees don't move. Well, I guess this is enough. Beautiful, now I have a double chest. Maybe add some pillars to my house. That's right, it sounds great. Oh, Alaska, you're so clever. My pickaxe is here, and let's go. To get to the next portal, you have to scrape your way through the jungle. Once I tried to look around in this biome, but I got lost, and I had to survive for days. This jungle is not that simple as it seems. Before entering, you have to prepare. At least mentally. Well, now I'm ready to start a journey and then overcome any obstacle that awaits me. When I entered the jungle, the first obstacle was waiting for me. I had to figure out how to get inside and also be aware of the vines. Because vines I did— Oh no! The vines grabbed me! I have to get out! Gathering all my strength, I got out of the vines. But I didn't know where am I, from which way I came from. After all, I need to go to Nether, and the portal is only here in jungle biome. I decided to rely on my guts and went this way, and I was right. I saw the portal that was supposed to get me into the Nether, where I can get some quartz to make my house more beautiful, adding pillars to it. The goal justified the risks, and I could take the risks. They can't away me in the Nether. Though I didn't have the best tools, the best weapons, even no armor, I was willing to take the risks and enter the Nether. So I decided to go down, right into the depths of the jungle, from which perhaps I won't be able to get out. When I entered the portal, I found myself in a different dimension. Opposite the portal was a fortress, in which if I desired I could get Rot for the Eyes of Ender, and then defeat the Ender Dragon. But I was still a long way from that. I'm too weak to kill the Ender Dragon. And I have a completely different goal now. When I fully entered the Nether, I saw what I needed. The quartz ore, from which I can make pillars, and then make my house more beautiful. But it's on condition that I get out of here, because when I turn around, I saw something. It's so cold Ghast. He'll fire fireballs if he sees me, but he doesn't see me yet. The biggest problem is that there is more quartz next to it. What I found next to the fortress will not be enough. I didn't know if I should approach the Ghast, because he could kill me with a single fire charge. I would have to pass the Bastion, and the Bastion is known for that it's inhabited by so-called piglins who can spawn and attack me. Oh, why Nether is so dangerous. This place is scarier than when I stuck in the jungle. But as I said before, I'm willing to take the risk. So I slowly started to get closer, and then suddenly Ghast shot me in my direction. Oh no, this is too much. I have to get out of here! I started running towards the portal, but right in front of the entrance, I stopped to ask myself, why am I running? Why am I doing that? It feels like this place revolving around me. Did I go through so many trials just to give up? Well, no way. I turned around and looked at the Ghast. It looks like he can see me at this distance. So I took my stone sword and struck it several times with lightning speed. I did it. I defeated him. At that moment, I felt my strength increase. I felt like I was capable of more. Then I collected all the quartz in the Bastion, and then I could go back home. When I came out of the portal, it seemed to me as if something has changed, as if this path had not been here before. But I think I just imagined it. And is it really that important? At least I won't be stuck here. So now when I have enough quartz, I can grab the pillars. So put it here, I'll make blocks, 2 blocks, and here, pillars. I think I need about 6. Wow, there's no quartz left. Well, I think I can put them here. Finally, my house will look more gorgeous. And I don't have enough pillars. And anyway, it looks disgusting. Clean it up.
You're my miracle. My creation. You still don't know, and this is a good thing.
Yeah, and why did I think quartz pillars would see my house? It's just stupid. The moment when I was thinking about it, I turned around and saw a piece of paper on the ground. It was strange, but I didn't pay much attention to it. When I came up and picked it up, I saw a text on it. It's all a lie. A lie? About what? Then my pillars didn't look that bad?
Sir, we have big problems. What is it?
Someone from the team wants the subject 001 to realize himself.
What the? Find him and get rid of him. No one should put the project at risk. Do it.
Roger that, sir.
001. After what happened to the 000, I won't let you get hurt. I have to help you, 001.
But what do these words really mean? What exactly is a lie? Hello, my name is Raylan. Oh, wow, you're alive. Yeah, why should I not be? I've just never seen other people here. I guess I'm a little bit Confused? Yo, Pepe, what is it? Well, show it to me. Yeah, here, take it. Yeah, it's just a garbage. I think it can be crumpled and thrown away, right? Wait, what? No. What's a nice world, isn't it? Here's everything you need for life. Nothing superfluous. Very convenient, isn't it? Yeah, I agree with that. But is there anything else needed? Well, actually, I read about Fiji in one of the books in my library, and I always want to get there. Fiji? Oh, well, I was there. Nothing interesting. But still, I would like to see those places that author described. Yeah, these are just fairy tales. I was there. There's nothing like that. The same world as this one, so don't even think about it. It's much better here. Is it really that bad? Well, since you've been there, I'll believe you. That's nice. I gotta go. Wait, but tell me how do you end up here? I'm just disappeared? Is he really that fast that he managed to escape? I think he lives in the taiga biome. It is on the other side of the world. I've never been there yet, but I heard that there's a fortress, and in that fortress a portal to the end. But I'm not ready to go to the taiga or the end yet. It's so far to go to the taiga. I just don't have the string and the resources to get there. I'm still in a state of tension after visiting Nether, so I'll postpone this journey for now. And besides, it's night already. It's time to get some sleep.
I think he stopped guessing, but it's still not enough. We need to make sure that he never guessed anything for sure. 001, don't make mistake of the 000.
Alaska, open up, it's me, Maryland. We met yesterday. What? It's him again. Okay, wait a second. I've never told you my name. How do you know my name? No, you have told. Yesterday, remember? I said my name is Maryland and you said your name. What was it? Arasaka, Alaska. My name is Alaska. Oh, I'm sorry. It's hard for me to remember names. Nice to meet you again. So why I came? I thought maybe you would come to my house. We'll chat and eventually make friends. Well, friends is always good. Yeah, sure, I agree. Where do you live? Right there, in the taiga biome. Do you see my house? Your house? There was nothing there yesterday. What you talking about? I'll be living there all my life. Maybe you just didn't notice? Didn't notice? Maybe so. I really have never been to the taiga. So maybe I just didn't notice this man and his house. Okay, I'm ready to go to the taiga.
Good job, Maryland.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome, but we're the same age, so you can call me by my name. Yeah, okay.
Do everything so that he doesn't understand that. He lives in a simulation because the real world is cruel. The real world will kill him.
I was with Maryland. We went through so many biomes that I hadn't even dared to enter before. The mountains, the beach, and now we were entering the taiga. But before we did that, another strange thing happened. A wall appeared right in front of us. It was very strange. But don't worry, it happens sometimes. And when I went behind the wall, there was a piece of paper again. I picked it up and there was some abstract and short phrase again. It said, don't believe him. But who not to believe? Oh, Alaska, I think it's mine. I dropped it. It's yours? Yeah, it's my, I write poem. I've only come up with the title. Oh, well, sounds okay to me. Hey, I see the house. Go to it. I'll be right back. Maryland told me to go through the whole taiga biome alone. But this is the first time I've been here. This is the most dangerous biome in this world. It's almost impossible to pass it without a good guide. But I didn't want to spoil my relationship with a new friend. So I decided to go alone through the most dangerous area in this world. Boss, what is it? Someone is trying to free 001 again. Check out the world control room.
I see. Don't you dare scream. I know what I should do. Mind your business. Do everything so that 001 doesn't find out anything. I need to check the control room quickly. What the? Someone got into the core and no one did anything. Who stays behind it?
I barely passed through snowdrifts in the taiga, but I managed to get through. I reached Maryland's house, and at that moment he came up to me. Of course I don't live in a mansion, but welcome. I went to the Maryland's house. It looked like an ordinary house. Nothing remarkable. It's not like I've seen many houses before. In fact, this is my first house I see, except for my own, of course. Would you like something to drink? Yeah, please.
Here? 45 arrows?
He offered to drink for 45 arrows, but it wasn't the currency in the form of arrows that surprised me, but his voice. It changed a lot. That's really know how to parody voices so well. And you're good at parodying voices. What? What are you talking about? You said about 45 arrows, like you're some element in the taverna. I didn't say anything. But how? Maybe I misheard.
This fool messed up everything here. I guess it should be here?
Hey, you're okay?
No, not this one. This one.
There's no war in Boston.
Damn, I think I pulled the wrong lever. And why am I doing this at all? Where are technicians?
Look, I I think I'm gonna go. And in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I left the Maryland's house. I could even say run out. He was acting weird, and I even got a little scared. Before that, I was living quietly, but something started happening.
Everything is fixed. Well, finally. Just a little more time and 001 would have realized where he was. My star shine brighter, but don't burn to the ground. Everything is set up and carefully checked. Now everything is functioning stably. That's nice. Boss, I have a question. A question of morality. Is it right to keep 001 in a world of falsehood? We accept the reality of the world with which we are presented, while the world he inhabits is, in some respects, counterfeit. There's nothing fake about 001 himself. No scripts, no cue cards. It isn't always Shakespeare, but it's always genuine, and it makes him perfect. I don't know. Are you a technician or a philosopher? I think technician, so do the technician stuff. I'm sorry, sir. Just don't repeat the fate of 000. You won't like it.
When I got home, I kind of calmed down a bit. Anxiety has subsided. The world is as usual, nothing strange.
Deep down, captivity is still dearer to him.
However, this was not the end of this strange journey, because when I looked out the window, the sky began to break down, and a man came out of it. Is it a god? 001! I've come to save you! I was living in an ordinary world when suddenly strange things began to happen. But the most shocking thing was that a god came to me. He broke the sky with a pickaxe. Do the gods use tools too? It's pretty weird though. 001, I've come to save you. God said some numbers. I didn't understand what this was about. I'm not a god. Quickly, come with me. He can't even read my mind. It's not. You're just talking to yourself. Oh. This makes sense. Anyway, I left the house to get closer to him. Behind him, I could only see some strange plains of dirt, absolute emptiness. He broke another block so I could get through. Then he told me to follow him. That's what I did. When I came out, I saw in person what was beyond the world.
What is it? This shouldn't be happening. But what should I do? I have to call the guards. This shouldn't have happened.
When I got out, I stopped for a second to figure out what was going on. But a god came to me. Once again, I'm not a god. My name is Barack Obama, and I've come to help you to get out of the fake world. Here it is, freedom, the real world. He said that I lived in a fake world, that I was free now. I didn't really understand what was going on yet. I just was standing and looking around. Then Obama said, we need to hurry. I'm sure they are already coming for us. They? Who are they? Let's get to the city first, and I'll tell you. I followed Obama. He was running so fast like we were being chased. Or maybe we were being chased. But I didn't turn around. I was scared. Everything changed so quickly in just a moment. I barely walked through the taiga when I went to the Maryland's house. And now I've run as many blocks as I've probably never walked in my life. However, in just a second, this world terrified me even more because some buildings began to be seen in the distance. This is the city. We're almost there. Just a few minutes and we'll be safe. The city. I know what a city is, but I've never seen anything like this. I didn't even know what to say. However, the closer we got to it, the better I began to see the details. This city was completely made out of dirt. When we entered it, I was surprised at the scale. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. Tall buildings, wide streets, some shops. Is it Fiji? We're almost there. Come on, over here. They shouldn't find us here. We went, as it seemed to me, into a store and went down to the basement. There was some kind of secret room under the store. There was a long table and many chairs, as if it was a meeting place for some secret organization. We need to wait out some time here. I'm sure they sent a lot of guards to bring you back to this incubator. Let me introduce myself again. My name is Barack Obama, and people like you, 001, are test subjects. These scoundrels put some kind of social experiments, put people in boxes like yours, and broadcast their life to the whole world. But the most important thing is that they are allowed to do this, and people like it. Most likely, their ratings have increased now. Wow, this is more easy than when he went for the quartz. But my goal is to give you freedom. Wait. It's too much information. I can't stomach that much. Everything changed so fast and sudden. Those notes, were they yours? Yes. Initially, I thought you would begin to ask questions with the help of my notes. Yes, it all looked really weird, but Maryland was so convincing. Maryland does not exist. What are you talking about? Maryland is just a program. Wow, I was deceived by the program? Yes, you are not the smartest. Hey, you can skip this part. Yeah, so I decided to take matters into my own hands. I entered the building, climbed into the core, and turned off the barrier around the room. Then I saved you. I needed a little rest from all this. I didn't really understand what Obama was telling me anymore. All his words just formed into clamps of shapeless combination of letters. My hand was buzzing. My hands were shaking, but not from fear. My throat felt dry. I couldn't say a word, but no one wanted to give me any peace, because at that moment, a man came down to us. This is Benji.
Nice to meet you, 001. Barrick, I want to say that 001's broadcast has been suspended. They're definitely looking for him now.
Well, of course, it's such a sensation. And besides, there, 001! 001, are you alright? All I heard from their words was that the broadcast was stopped, that they were looking for me. And then, I just blacked out. Freedom. What is freedom? 001! You're awake! I was scared, to be honest. I'm sorry I put you under so much pressure. I didn't think at all that it was still a huge shock for you. After so many years of life, finding out that the world that was the most real for you turned out to be a lie. It must be very difficult. It's fine, there is really a lot of information. In fact, it was. I've lived in that world all my life. For so many years, I haven't even been able to fully explore it. I was just scared. I was scared that I wouldn't succeed. I was scared that something would happen to me. I was afraid of everything. However, now I'm starting to realize that the fear of obstacles is the biggest stupidity. Because what seems to us to be a huge rock or a long road, it may turn out to be a small stone and 10 yards. At the beginning of my life, I just appeared next to a tree. The house and the garden next to it did not exist at that moment. And I knew nothing about this world. I hadn't seen another world, so this one seemed real to me. I had to learn how to survive on my own. I had to figure out that it was necessary to get wood, then that planks could be made for me, and then tools. Maybe that was the essence of their experiment. They threw a person into the world to observe their behavior, what would come out of it, what funny situations would happen, and how they would find goals and objectives for themselves. In the early years, I've lived in a completely different house. My knowledge and imagination were enough only for this. No, but what do you expect? I've never seen a house until one day this happened. The tools will break soon. I need to make new ones. But I ran out of cobblestone. I need to go to the mine. Then I went to the mine. The only one that exists in this world. The mine that I've been to hundreds of times. But this time was different. When I entered it, I was mining the stone the very beginning of the mine as usual. Back then, I was still afraid to go deep because I was afraid of the unknown. And after I got the stone, I was about to return. When suddenly, I saw an animal that I'd never seen before. This thing ran inside, and in that moment, curiosity got over my fear, so I decided to go deeper. When I entered, this animal had disappeared. I started to turn around to look for it, but it was just nowhere to be found. That's when I saw the new ore. It was called raw iron. After mining a few pieces, I saw some new ore out of the corner of my eye. I went up to it and started digging. For some reason, it took much longer to dig, but its color attracted me. It shimmered with a light blue color, so I didn't care how long it would take to get it. However, when I mined the ore, nothing fell out of it, and I didn't understand why. I was about to try to mine it again, but my intentions were interrupted by the chest that was behind this ore. Now I understand that they did it, and that in fact no chest should have been there, and that they also were behind the animal that ran deep into the cave. However, at this time, it wasn't strange for me. The chest in the cave did not arouse any suspicion, because I simply did not know what could be in the depths of the cave. And the sudden appearance of animals were commonplace, because every time I said out loud that I needed food, suddenly, when I turned around, a chicken or a cow or a pig appeared. Damn, I'm running out of hunger. I need something to restore it, but I have no idea how to do it. Whoa, what is it? Hi, my name is Alaska. I live here in this house. What's your name? Are you even able to talk? When I realized that it wasn't a human, I took my sword and struck at the chicken. Something fell out of it. You won't believe it. A raw chicken. What is it? Raw chicken. Raw chicken. And what should I do with you? Back then, I didn't know this was food, but somehow I realized that I can eat it. I didn't know yet that it had to be cooked. That's why I poisoned myself. Oh, dang it! This raw chicken is just disgusting. I also got poisoned, but by the way, it has added a little to my hunger. That's how I was introduced to animals in this world. So the appearance of that red animal didn't bother me at all. When I opened the chest, I found a book in it. I took it and headed back to my house. After closing the door, I opened this book. There were only 2 pages. The first one said how to build a house along with the blocks you need, and the next one had a picture of it. Then I got the idea to build a new house. First, I gathered enough cobblestone. Then I got wood to craft planks. When I collected these 2 ingredients, the last one remained: sand, in order to melt it and get glass. But the big problem is that the only sand was in another biome, the biome of the beach, and I couldn't just go there. It was the other end of the world, which I had never entered before. So I decided to build a house without glass. However, when I finished it, I was haunted by the lack of glass. But still, I somehow came to terms with it, until a bunch of some monsters appeared around my house. They did not give me rest. Once a minute through the place where the window should be, an arrow flew, but I did not move. I hoped that the monsters didn't know that I was in the house, so that night I hid behind the wall with the sword in my hands. Now I understand that they did it to encourage me to go for sand. But what do you think I did? I didn't sleep for 12 nights in a row, just standing behind the corner inside the house with a sword in my hand. I simply couldn't go after the sand. I was very cowardly. Not that I'm super brave now, but back then it was much worse. And now I understand that they came to terms with it, because after I spent another sleepless night, I left the house. I noticed that 1 block was missing on the roof. I went into the house, took 1 stair, and when I added to the roof of the house, the glass itself appeared in the house. Whoa! So no sand is needed! Actually, now everything makes sense. The glass appears itself when the house is fully built.
It will be tough.
And the last weird things that happened after that was that the book of how to build a house disappeared from my chest. I wondered if it had returned to the chest from the cave by itself. So I went to that very cave. This time I was not afraid to go deeper, because I had already reached the end of the cave last time. When I found the chest with the book, I returned to the same place and started digging this ore again. Unfortunately, as before, nothing fell out of the ore. What kind of ore is it? Why doesn't anything fall out of it? I'm doing everything right. And when I looked at what was behind this ore, the chest was gone. It just disappeared. Why is everything so weird? Well, never mind. I guess I just go home. Good old days. In some way. Not considering that I spent all this time in a box thinking that it was the real world. I returned to the present. Obama was still standing in front of me when suddenly that man came in. Benji, I guess.
Varric, the situation is getting worse. They have sent more guards. Now they're searching every house in the search of 001. You shouldn't have done that.
Stop, Benji. Do you really think like that? What do you mean it wasn't worth it? I saved the man.
Yes, but if they find 001 here, we're in trouble then.
Maybe then get him out of the wastelands.
Get him out of the wastelands? Are you insane? It's too dangerous.
Do you have any better options? I think not. Obama and Benji discussed what to do with me. What will they do to me if I get caught? What happened to them if we get caught? Is it really worth it? I still don't really understand what was going on. Why was I kept in a cage? Why did they decide to release me? Why can't I live my life? But my life, which one is the real one? The one that was there? Or here, in a pile of dirt and planks? And what does it mean to get me out of the wastelands? What is beyond the wastelands? What if I don't want to? Why they didn't ask me what I want? But it really is. I've never been asked what I want. Either living in a cage or being here. Though I don't know exactly what I want right now. Isn't my freedom to do exactly what I want? Perhaps the only thing that I would like to do is to talk to the creator, to ask why. But suddenly I was interrupted. 001, we have decided. We're living the wastelands. But I didn't contradict. I thought that maybe the creator hated me. So if I want to survive, I should follow Obama.
I wanted to protect you from this world. I wanted you to live happily. I wanted you to not get hurt. I would like to do everything so that you don't suffer. I will save you from the terrible world, and you will find eternal happiness.
Benji went outside to see if there was any guard out there.
Sir, please, back to the room. We have an operation going on. I think you understand it yourself.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just an old man. I don't understand what's going on around me anymore. Wait a minute, there's a guard standing there. Wait until he leaves.
We waited for the guard to leave. I really hoped that nothing would happen to us. I didn't know yet what it was beyond the wastelands, and the anxiety wouldn't leave me. But I hoped that everything would be fine.
That's it. You may come out. Well, good luck.
We left the store. the streets were empty. Most likely, everyone was hiding in their houses, waiting for what would happen to 001, or just afraid of them. When we got out, Obama told me to follow him. That's what I did. We slowly crept along the narrow streets, examining every corner because we didn't want to face the guards. When we were in one of the alleys, I asked Obama where exactly we were going. Then he replied to me. They say there's a road outside that leads to the city. The city is heaven and earth. I haven't been there yet. None of us actually. But legend says that in this place, people live in prosperity, and even their houses are not made of dirt. Isn't that amazing? Obama told me that he was taking me to a city that maybe does not even exist? What is it called, this place? When I asked him the name of the place, he paused for a second and said confidently, Fiji. This place is called Fiji. Fiji? I know about Fiji! Be quiet, they can't hear us. Sorry, you're right. I said, I know about Fiji too, but how come we both know about the same place? I really wonder why I also know about Fiji. Does it mean that this place really exists? Well, yeah, Maryland told me he was there, but it was too late. Obama didn't say anything. Instead, he suddenly jumped and hit someone. Wait, what? And then, a guard grabbed us. One hit knocked me down, and I blacked out. Most likely, he heard me when I shouted Fiji. Oh, it's finally morning. Now I can go about my usual business. I guess I need to craft one more chest. So what we got here? Dang it. I have only 7 planks left. I need to cut some trees. Here's my axe and let's go. An ordinary world. And nothing remarkable. The clouds don't move though. But do they have to? After all, trees don't move. I guess this is enough. Oh, beautiful. Now I have a double chest. Maybe add some pillars to my house. That's right, it sounds great. Oh, Lask, you're so clever. Let me go. You can't put me in a simulation. This world is real. No, it's fake. You've lived here all your life. I want to be free. But you forgot how you got here. Is this world real? This world is real. And I didn't have enough quartz. And still it looks disgusting. Clean it up. Hi, my name is Barack Obama. And I didn't have enough quartz. And still it looks disgusting. Clean it up. Hi, my name is Barack Obama. Oh, hi. Are you a human? Well, yes. I just met a chicken for the first time recently. I couldn't figure out if it was a human or not. And then I ate it, poisoned myself. Well, unpleasant situation. Yes, I'm a human, Alaska. Wait, how do you— I don't know where to live. Can you help me to build a house? Oh, yeah, of course. There is nothing better than living in a beautiful house. But I only know how to build 2 types of houses. That's how I met another person for the first time in my life. Building a house together has improved our friendship. And soon I could call Obama my friend. Obama turned out to be very brave. Because when it came to the most difficult thing in house building— So what's left? Glass? Yes, when the house is completed, the glass will appear by itself. Haha, nice joke. Wait, what are you doing? It's dangerous. This completely different biome. What are you talking about? It's literally nearby. No, you're gonna die. How did you do that? I don't understand what you're talking about. Shouldn't it spring up on its own? Or— now it makes sense. When a house is built together, you need to make the glass yourself. And I was building it alone, so it appeared on its own. It turned out to be a good house. Yes, come in quick. Oh, of course. What are you doing? It looks like they haven't had time yet. Well, that's great. Who? Time for what? What are you talking about? It's safe here. Can you stop pretending? What do you mean by pretending? I'm not doing anything. Did they succeed? Listen, I'll probably go. At first, everything was fine with Obama. We were building a house together, but when we came in, he started acting weird. I didn't understand at all what he wanted from me. He said I could stop pretending. But I wasn't pretending. Maybe he got something wrong, because I'm an ordinary person in the ordinary world. Alaska, come out, please. No, you're scaring me. I'm sorry, please, come out. Okay, let's go. Stay here. Okay. Hey, what are you doing? Until you finally listen to me, I will not let you live. First of all, you're living in a simulation. This world is not real. Oh, what a deja vu. I already told you that. Oh yeah, I already freed you from the simulation, but we were captured. They put you back in jail and they tried to brainwash me, but I know how they do it, so I pretended that they did it, so we could get out of the simulation. And please don't shout, but we were going to Fiji. Fiji? I asked you not to shout. What are you talking about? I don't remember that. Yes, because your memory was erased. And why should I believe you? Because you have never said your name, and I know it. Oh, it makes sense, but it still doesn't convince me. How can I prove to you that we live in a simulation? I don't know, find a way out of here. Impossible. There's a barrier around the box. Oh yeah, that's it. I'm leaving. But only if we could turn it off. Or what if we leave through the main entrance? The main entrance? Yes, there is a surveillance room behind one of the walls, and we could possibly get out from there, but I'm not sure which one. I didn't really believe Obama at that moment, because he put out a stream of information on me that has no confirmation. But in a sense, I could believe him, but not until I see with my own eyes the way out of this world. Then we started preparing to escape the simulation. He said that not only was me living in a simulation, but also there was a live broadcast to people from the outside. Wait, does this mean that the whole world was watching me being stupid? How embarrassing. But anyway, of course, it's not always Shakespeare, but it's always genuine. Obama said at first we need to avoid arousing suspicion, and we need to behave as usual so that both the creator and the audience do not pay much attention to our actions. Then Obama suggested going to the end and killing the Ender Dragon. The question is, won't this arouse more interest among the audience? As soon as I thought about it, Obama said, the point is that we will attract their attention. They will sit at the screens when after everything passes, their interest will fade. That's what we need. Obama was convincing, but there was one more thing he had planned. Barack, there's a fly on you! What? Where? The point is that we need to find where the room from which we are being watched is located. Only in this place the sky can be broken. Did he just try to break the sky? Nah, that's crazy. Oh, it seems the fly has already flown away. Let's go. There was the end portal in the taiga biome. We went down. There was a fortress there. After walking a bit, there was a portal in front of us. All we had to do was jump. Now, got it. And? I'm not sure. It's too dangerous. We have almost nothing. We couldn't do it. You refuse? When we already standing in front of the portal. Wow, it seems something interesting is starting. I don't need such a weakling as a partner. A weakling? Well, who then? I have nothing to do with you here. Don't even follow me. I'm leaving. A weakling? Well, I'll show you. We staged a scene of our quarrel to divert all attention to me, while Obama checks the walls. I went to the portal. Though what we said was according to the plan, I was really scared to enter the portal and fight the Ender Dragon. But the audience needed the show, so I decided to jump into the portal. When I jumped, I found myself on a platform made of some kind of unknown block. In front of me was the entrance to the dragon itself. I was hoping that all the viewers were watching me closely right now. Actually, it was scaring me a little bit. Why would anyone watch another person's life at all? Like, come on, don't you have your own life? I picked up a sword and went inside. The dragon was already waiting for me. Obama explained to me how to fight it. The first thing to do is to remove all the crystals from the towers. That's what I did. I went to the first crystal and broke it. After that, the dragon became angry. He flew at me and I had to repel his attacks and keep track of where he flew off. And meanwhile, also break the crystals, because with their help, the dragon restores health. He really thinks that this Phantom is an Ender Dragon. When I broke all the crystals, all that remained was to defeat the Ender Dragon. It was careful. After each attack, he flew a short distance away, so I couldn't hit it again. There was one last swing left, and the Ender Dragon would be defeated. When he flew up to me, I did the last hit. Then I felt the same as when I defeated Gas in the cave. A small burst of strength and pride of myself. I did it. I have overcome one more obstacle, but it wasn't over yet, because our main goal was to find the surveillance room. So the next part of the plan is underway. I need to back outside first. Then when I come out, I had to say, well, the Ender Dragon is defeated. Now I can do the most ordinary things, which are not interesting. Well, I'll go make a pumpkin pie then. When I came out, I saw Obama jumping up a tree. Then he went closer to the wall and tried to break it, but it didn't work out. Then he jumped down to me. I've checked 3 walls and none of them are breaking. Remains to check the last one, the left wall. What about you? Well, I did everything according to the plan. Great. Then the last stage remains. Are you sure? And why me? Yes, go. Obama told me to check the last place where the surveillance room might be. It was our last chance. If we can get out this time, I know what we're gonna do. Are we gonna live like ordinary people, assuming that this world is not real? Will I be able to live with the idea that there is another world outside? The pickaxe was already in my hands. I went closer to the sky and tried to break it. And I did it. Finally, go first. I'll be right there. Then I broke another block, jumped, broke the glass, and went inside. Then I entered into a room that was completely made of some kind of black blocks. I saw the stairs and a door between them. I didn't know what could be behind the door, or who, but I decided to go inside.
Oh, and this should be here, and this.
I saw a man, the second in my long life. From the look of the room, I could tell that this was some kind of important person. Is it? Who are you?
001, you got out. I am the creator.
Obama didn't lie to me. And I'm not 001. I'm Alaska.
Well, Alaska, don't be afraid. You may come closer.
I entered the room where the creator was sitting. I moved closer to him. I didn't know what to say. I had so many questions for him, but at the same time, I didn't know what to ask. We were just standing there and looking at each other.
Now you know a little more.
Why? Why did you put me here?
You see, the outside world is dangerous. There's no life in it. The outside people went cruel. There's no humanity left in them. I wanted to make a person who would be happy, sad, afraid, and having fun. A real person.
What kind of nonsense is this? Isn't Obama like me?
A cruel world creates cruel people.
I had an opportunity to ask the creator absolutely any question, but everything in my head got mixed up. When Obama told me about the creator, I was thinking about the questions I would have asked him. But now, standing in front of him, I seem to forget everything I was thinking about. Creator,
Yes?
who am I?
You? You are the star.
Can I exit the simulation?
You already have recently, but I stopped you. I'm sorry about that. I have thought about my outlook, and this time I'm not bringing you back to the simulation.
I can live without any problems.
Yes, but I have a little request.
What request?
Find 000.
000? Who is it? The creator asked me to find 000, but who is it? Someone has been in the simulation before me? While I was thinking about it, suddenly Obama ran inside. You! Piece of it! He started attacking the creator, but I stopped him. Obama! Stop it! Don't do this! Don't! Because of him, you lived in the simulation. Because of him, I got here too. And you say stop it! Yes! Please! I don't hold a grudge against him. Come on, Fiji is waiting for us. Fine. Obama left the room. I was going to leave too, but before I left, I turned around to look at the creator one more time. I didn't say anything. I just turned around and followed Obama. When we came out of the simulation, Obama asked me, "Are you seriously not mad at him, even though because of him you've lived in this box?" Yes. Because I was happy. I don't understand you. Actually, I don't understand myself. I'll have to think it over. Well, fine. Let's go to the city.
Looks like the time have come.
What's up with Alaskan Obama? What? The broadcast is finished? Well, okay, not matter. I feel like I've been here before. Yeah, it's because you've been here. Alright, erase memories and all that stuff. Is it even legal? Come on, over here. Obama and I started walking towards Fiji on the same day. We were walking along a path that felt familiar to me, as if I had already been here. But I didn't remember anything. We left the city. There were only plains of dirt ahead of us. We walked for a long time, just a very long time. Maybe several days. But in the end, Obama told me, "Here it is, Fiji!" But where? I can't see anything. Obama took me further, and then I saw a huge hole in the ground. As we got closer, we saw a thin wooden bridge. We walked up to it, and at the end, I saw a person. They were just standing there. I did nothing. As we got closer, I realized it was a woman. "Hello, my name is Alaska. Here's my friend Obama. We're looking for a way to Fiji." She didn't answer to me. She just threw a book. When I picked it up, I saw it said, "Hi, my name is Kamala Harris. To get to Fiji, you have to jump down." She didn't seem to be very talkative, or she didn't know how to talk at all. Or maybe I just didn't find female voice for the series. But suddenly, I heard footsteps from behind. There was a man there. He went to Kamala Harris. He said something to her and threw into void. Then he said to get to the Fiji, we need to jump down. Then Obama told me, "Well, Alaska, I think it's time to say goodbye." Yes, I was glad to meet you. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. When we said goodbye, Obama left me. I don't know if I'll see him again, but it didn't matter now. I had two goals: to find 000 and figure out who I was. So I went to the edge and jumped off. So I, after 3 episodes, made it to Fiji, which I talked about at 5 minutes 20 seconds in the first episode. I accomplished one of my goals of getting to Fiji. However, that wasn't the end yet, cause I still need to find the so-called 000. But honestly, I have no idea where to find him. I wish there was a person who shows up sometimes and tells me where to go to find someone. No, there's no such thing. I started to look around me. I had never seen scenery like this before. In front of me was a huge gate. I knew for sure it was Fiji. I didn't even know if I could go in there. And why was such a beautiful world on the plains of dirt? But that did not matter now. I was in front of the entrance to Fiji. I didn't know what awaited me. I walked closer to the gate. There stood a guard with a sword. Asking him if I could go inside, he replied,
Is this thy first time here? Yeah, thou mightst. This is the city of freedom.
The guard said I could go inside without any problem. I really want to know what Fiji looked like from the inside, but at the same time I was afraid of the unknown. The guard mentioned that it was the city of freedom. I thought about what freedom was, but I couldn't find the answer in the wastelands. And now I hope that I could find the answer in this place. I took a deep breath and stepped through the gate. The scenery in front of me was more interesting than the wasteland city. I had been shocked at the height of the buildings and the details, and now I was at a loss of words. It was exactly what I had imagined when I read about Fiji in the simulation. There were a lot of people on the streets. I'd never seen such excitement anywhere before, and I still didn't know where to find 000. Then some men came up to me.
Oh there, why does thou stand about so? Thou art in the way. Is this thy first time here?
Some men immediately jumped on me. I didn't know how to react. I was still in shock about Fiji itself, and then life throws me another obstacle.
Art thou son of mine? Why dost thou speak loud of foes than doth of foes?
I don't know, I do this all the time.
It's weird.
After that man walked right past me. I got a sigh of relief, but again,
Since thy chatter with thyself, look thee, I know not who thou art, nor whence thou comest, but if thou dost carry on the inside this town, thou wilt be cast out. Many have come here mimicking the king, and every one of them was tossed out.
but I'm just telling my thoughts.
To whom dost thou speak thy thoughts?
Well, but really, to who?
Look, thou mightst be odd, but thou seemst harmless enough. Is this truly thy first time here?
Well, yeah, I fell out of the sky and here I am.
And thou growest strange by the moment.
I just have a goal. I want to find 000.
This man who was talking to himself at the entrance to the city said he was looking for some numbers.
Hey, are you doing an impression of me?
Yeah.
No, seriously, I need to find 000.
I know where he might be.
Really? Take me to him, please. The stranger I met as soon as I walked into Fiji knew about 000. I couldn't believe it was going to be so good. We walked further into the city and I saw something. It was a huge castle. It was higher than the sky. I couldn't believe that such a place could exist. Could 000 himself own this castle? When we got closer, the stranger said something to the guards. I couldn't hear what they were talking about, but it seemed like they were discussing how I was able to make such a heroic journey from coming out of the simulation to fall into Fiji. We went into the part of the castle where the prisoners are kept. That's when I got a little scared. Had 000 done something to be imprisoned? I didn't know if that was the case because the stranger led me for a long time, and I only cared to know who 000 was. Never mind what he had done or where he was. We walked farther and farther, and then as we passed farther on, before the entrance to the room, I saw a sign that said Mad Zone. Had 000 gone crazy when he got to Fiji? Actually, if I didn't have such a strong psyche, I probably would have gone crazy too. When we went inside, there was an open cage and a guard next to it. However, I didn't see anyone else.
Is that him?
Yes.
Looks like they kept 000 on the strict counter.
Seize that Preto. Enter the cage.
What? Me? Ow, alright. But why? I just came to find 000.
000, simulation, wasteland. Dost thou hear thyself?
After they put me in the cage and locked it, they left. I was left alone in the cage. Wait, they thought I was crazy? What am I supposed to do? That's even worse than the simulation. Well, at least here's a window. Am I really at the top of the tower? It's like I'm a princess, but unfortunately, there is no prince coming to rescue me. No, there's no prince. Did I really go through so much obstacles just to sit in a cage? I even defeated the Ender Dragon, and now here I am.
Hold, didst thou say defeated the Ender Dragon?
Let's go. Maybe someone will come to rescue me. Well, yeah. Just yesterday, I went to the end and defeated the Ender Dragon.
Art thou? Though, there be reason thou art in the crazy zone.
It's the truth, and there's nothing wrong with me. I defeated the Ender Dragon and also lived in the simulation.
We find ourselves in dire straits at present. Any aid would be the most welcome. I shall escort thee to the king.
You will take me to the cane? Just like that? It's like I'm in a series. It's like there's someone who writes the script for every episode and helps me out of all sorts of trouble.
It seems thou hast fallen prey to the main character syndrome as well.
Well, it's not exactly main character syndrome, but for some reason I feel that way.
That is precisely what this syndrome doth signify. Hold. Why do I even speak with thee? Come, follow me.
We came out of the prison, which was at the very top of the tower. The castle was huge, so we took a long walk to the king's chambers. I can't help but notice that the castle looks gorgeous. I marveled at the city made of dirt that Obama lives in. But this, I'm not even sure there could be anything more beautiful than this castle and the Fiji itself.
Before we enter this place, the affliction thou hast is known as the king disease. In sooth, the king himself doth suffer from it, and we have labored long to seek a remedy. Yet thus far we have met with none but failure.
What are you talking about? I'm not sick with anything.
Whatever they say,
It
come.
was a very ordinary day, going as it always does. But then, one of the guards brought some buys to me. I didn't understand why.
Bow to the king.
Got it. They entered my hall and bowed to me. I didn't know what to expect from them. When we entered the throne room, I saw the very same king. This boy began to speak in a low voice, but as if he were telling his story. I thought it was disrespectful, but I did not interrupt him. He spoke aloud, but as if from the side of an observer, he said I was doing the same thing. He said I was speaking out loud, as if I'm from the side of an observer. I think now I understand what the guard meant about the king disease. The boy said that he now understands what the king disease means. I've been hearing that phrase for a long time, but I still haven't figured out why it's being attributed to me.
They converse with themselves and yet with one another. Tis the most peculiar sight. The king. This young man claimed to have already defeated the Ender Dragon.
Ender Dragon? Name yourself. My name is Alaska? Alaska? So you're saying you defeated the Ender Dragon? Who's your team? Team? Well, I defeated it by myself. What? Well, yes. What's the big deal? Yeah, I mean, he's been flying in and out and attacking me, but I wouldn't say he's super dangerous. This young man, Alaska, I guess, said he has defeated the Ender Dragon by himself. How is that possible? Half the squad I sent out died. And now, a young stranger comes to me, claiming to be stronger than a squad of trained fighters. I think he's lying. No, seriously, I'm not lying. What? But how did you? You can read minds too. No, it's just, I'm the only one in my kingdom who can read minds. So, you say you defeated the Ender Dragon, huh? I'll notify the commander that you're coming to him. Do you want me to defeat Ender Dragon again? Well, it's not that I'm against it. As far as I know, you're in prison in the crazy zone. So, if you refuse, he'll just go back to prison. Alright, I'm in. I decided to trust Alaska. We didn't really have any other option. If the Ender Dragon makes it out into the world, we're all going to be in trouble. I walked out of the hall where the king was sitting. Before I left, he said something about the dragon being able to get out in the world. But why are they so concerned about the Ender Dragon? Sure, fighting it wasn't the easiest, but how come an entire squad couldn't defeat it when I was able to do it by myself? It was weird. The guy led me to the west side of the castle. There was a decent to some sort of arena. There was several people standing there. It looked like the one standing in the front was the one who was the squad leader. The guy walked up to him and started telling something, but I wasn't listening to them. I was more concerned with why I had come to Fiji. How do I find 000?
Well, as you can see, he's got the king disease. He's also got the main character syndrome.
Mayhap he feigns it. So many have come before, all eager to claim the title of King's heir.
I cannot say for certain, yet if he feigns, he doth feign well. We shall see to that matter anon. For now, the Ender Dragon be our greatest concern. Test his abilities.
Anyway, now I must find my freedom, and then begin the search of 000. Truly, I know not what thou art speaking of, but hear my words. Thou claims to have bested the Ender Dragon itself. Let us see if thou canst best me first. A stranger who appeared to be a squad leader. Yeah, I'm the leader of this company, and of course I believe thou art the king's successor. Now, let us get into position. The commander interrupted my thoughts. How so? Can anyone really read my mind? He said something about successor to the king, but I didn't know what it meant. He threw me a sword. Well, I'm good with swords. I beat Gast and the Ender Dragon for a reason, but I've never fought against another man. That's what worried me. If I lost, what would happen? Would they not believe my story and put me back into the jail? That's something I cannot let happen. We got into position. I had a wooden sword in my hands. The commander started running at me. He managed to hit me once. When I tried to attack, he definitely waited my blow and struck a second blow. It seemed that just bluntly swinging the sword wasn't the best strategy. I had to use my wits here. Then I did this. Whoa! What is it? And the dragon has escaped! Then the commander turned his back on me. I threw a few punches. Is that mean? Well, in a way. Hey, this is no fair fight. What manner of warrior are thou to resort to such fool tricks? I thought any manner was good, and the dragon would not fall for such foolish tricks. Back to our starting position. Not many people seem to appreciate my move. As we got into position, suddenly footsteps were heard from behind us. I turned around. It was King. When I went out to the training grounds, there were fighters from the Ender Dragon Disarmament Squad, and Alaska with them. Looks like the commander wanted to test his abilities. I didn't like it much. We don't have much time, and they're having fun. Kane, I'm glad to welcome you. What are you doing here? Ender Dragon could be released at any moment, and you're fighting. Pardon me, King Truman. I wanted to test the newcomer's abilities, so the king has a name. Truman. So in 2 days' time, at dawn, you'll live with the same team to the end. We have one last hope left. Then the world will be safe. Sure, King. Then the king was gone. I still didn't know much about this world, and I still didn't understand why the Ender Dragon was such a threat. In my world, it was literally underground, and all the years I had lived in the simulation, it had never bothered me. I know not what simulation be, but since the king himself had declared thee the last hope, I shall reveal to thee why the folk are so troubled by the Ender Dragon. All are free this day. Save thee, Alaska. We're bound for Naleda now. Naleda? Is that another city? I thought Fiji was the only city here. Fiji is a kingdom with many towns. Come, this town is not far. We can stroll until the sun does set. So, together with Commander, whose name by the way I never learned, went to another town so he could show me why all the people were worried about the Ender Dragon. It took some time, and when the sun was almost over the horizon, we came to a bridge that crossed the river. Naleda be a town of great import in this annals of Fiji. Here were Pen the Younger Edda and Elder Edda, now long lost to time. It is in honor of these sagas that this town hath taken its name. What remains are but fragments, newly deciphered, through which we, the folk of Fiji, have begun to glean a deeper understanding of our own selves, of our forebears, and the virtues we ought to impart unto our descendants. Some ancient books, kingdoms, dragons. I still don't understand how I went from a simple simulation to some fantasy series. I wish the scriptwriter would make a whole series as a fantasy with the same buildings, with deep history and decent lore. The bridge looked very beautiful, but something else was important. We walked out to the other side of the bridge. See? What? What am I supposed to see? When I turned around, I saw a gigantic lizard with wings just standing frozen on the bridge. What is it? This be first dragon to assail the land of Fiji. In a fragment of the Elder Edda, there is spoken of the dire misfortune that will befall our kingdom, one that brought us near to ruin. Yet, at the same time, we were blind to the truth that the Elder Edda has foretold our doom. Now, having deciphered the remaining fragments, we know that Fiji stands on the brink of a second calamity, one most likely to be brought by the Ender Dragon. Thus, we must do all within our power to thwart his arrival in our realm. Wow, I see. But why do you compare some Ender Dragon to a giant like this? Are thou truly so bold as to claim that the Ender Dragon be weaker than the first dragon? Well, in a way. Well, let's see thou in action. We headed back to town. I was put up in one of the parts of the castle. Before leaving, the commander said that the next tomorrow he would teach me everything he knew. But for now, it was evening, so I decided to take a walk around the city. I walked out of the castle. There were many people on the streets, but everyone who passed me turned around and looked at me. But why? Do I stink? No way! It was weird. Why were they looking at me? I even felt uncomfortable. I decided to get something to eat, so I went to the first food place I found. I sat down at the bar table. I was just about to order something to eat when suddenly the bartender left. I looked around and everyone was looking at me. I was uncomfortable with this, so I turned back around.
No, I'm curious.
However, at that moment, some woman approached me.
So the rumors hold true, do they? Art thou the one? They say in the city a man hath appeared, one who speaks much like King Truman himself. A hero, they claim, who will save Fiji from a second misfortune and perhaps even take the throne, but this just talk. I know not the truth.
What? I don't really know what you're talking about. I was approached by a woman I didn't know. She started talking nonsense. I'm not a hero, and I certainly don't talk like their king.
Yes, I reckon they speak of thee. Follow me.
This woman told me to follow her. I didn't know what she wanted, but she was the only person in the town who wasn't scared of me. We walked out of the building, and she led me somewhere. There were no more people on the streets. She took me down the stairs and led me to a store. The sign said, Marlene's shop. So, this is your shop?
Yeah, I sell things here, mostly manuscripts and scrolls, but that's not why I brought thee.
Why then?
I want thy help to get into the castle.
Get into the castle? Why would I do that? I've known you literally for 2 minutes.
Thou art from another world. What do they say? A simulation?
Yes, I've said that many times, but for some reason no one believes me.
In all the lands of Fiji, no soul knows of this other world, nor did I, until I came upon a fragment of the Younger Edda.
The Younger Edda? I thought it's like a public thing or something.
Come, I shall show thee.
Marlene led me somewhere in the back of her store. That's when I saw a paper behind the glass.
An untranslated fragment of the Younger Edda. It was some years past when I ventured to Nally Edda seeking goods for trade. Mr. O'Reilly, are you here?
Oh, Marlene, what dost thou here?
As if you didn't know.
Lo, Magnus, dost thou recall what I speak of Martin, the one from Raffendorf?
From another kingdom, perchance.
Yeah, him indeed. He had sent me his whole library. Wonder why, but no matter. Go forth and choose what thou wilt.
That day, I went to Mr. O'Reilly's as usual. I was fortunate. They brought him many books. I chose the most interesting and laughed.
That makes sense, but what does the Younger Edda have to do with this?
Listen until the end. But as I made to leave the shop, Mr. O'Reilly called out to me.
Marlene, by the by,
Yeah? What is it?
hast thou ever been to the auction before?
Auction?
Yeah. Dost thou remember where the theater stands? There to auction of fair things, books. Perchance, I thought thou might be keen upon it.
So I bade Master O'Reilly farewell once more and went to the auction. Not that I had much coin to my name. The stakes were high and the goods seemed dull. I was about to leave when something caught my eye.
Lot number 7. Untranslated fragment of the Younger Edda.
At that moment, folks' interest grew. After all, adding such a relic to the collection meant much. So I stayed, though I had little hope of winning it. The opening bid was 30 gold pieces.
Come on, a fragment of the Younger Edda. Only 30 gold pieces. Any bidders?
60 gold pieces.
60 gold. Accepted. Can someone give more?
All I had were 3 diamonds in my pocket, worth about 192 gold by the kingdom's measure.
100 gold pieces. 100 gold pieces. Beautiful.
3 diamonds!
Whoa, we've got a newcomer in the audience. 3 diamonds. 3 diamonds 1. 3 diamonds 2. 3 diamonds sold. A fragment of the Younger Edda sold to this lovely lady.
So I won the fragment of the Edda. When I returned home, I had no notion of what to do with it. The script was penned in an ancient tongue unknown to me. And so I spent the next 2 years striving to decipher it. At first, I thought to do it alone with the aid of books from translators of the Eddas. Yet was no use. I considered seeking the aid of the royal translators and had even gathered a fair sum. But at the last, I withdrew. What if this fragment contains something of great import? Something that might change the course of all we know? I could not hand it over to the royal circle. I sought out independent translators, but those with the skill to decipher the ancient script were few and highly valued, all of them bound to the service of the crown. While I tended the shop, I asked quietly of those who passed by, seeking any knowledge of the ancient Icelanders and their Eddas. Yet no new knowledge came to me, until one day I heard word of a small village far in the north beyond the snow-covered mountains. A land once belonging to the ancient Icelanders, where their descendants were said to still dwell. That very day I set about packing. I closed the shop and left the sign closed, mayhap for good. I knew not if I would return alive. For days and nights, bitter with cold, I trekked through the snow. The sight never changed. At first, I marveled at the beauty of the land, but after a week, the joy of it left me. Each day became a struggle as I battled through treacherous mountains. Hunger clawed at me worse than ever before, and my provisions ran low far quicker than I had foreseen. I had no thought it would be so harsh to cross those peaks. By day, I pressed on. By night, I sought refuge in caves, seeking to shield myself from the biting cold that reached my very bones. I began to question why I had embarked on this perilous journey, wondering if one day I would close mine eyes and never wake again. With each passing day, my hope grew dim. All I hoped for was that if I could reach the end of my journey, I might decipher the Edda and uncover some secret of this world. And I did it! I leapt upon the block and beheld green forest before me. My heart swelled with joy. I realized my suffering had come to an end. Though I was spent and weary, happiness filled my soul. With my last breath, I said, I did it! And then I fell into darkness. I know not how many days passed, but when I awoke, I found myself within a humble dwelling. The village I sought lay at the mountain's foot, and the villagers had discovered me. They were kind folk, helping me to forget the hell I had endured. None spoke our tongue save for one among them. In times of yore, when Pidgey sought dominion over this land, he served as their ambassador. Thus, I stood before the village elder and beseeched their aid to translate the fragment of the Younger Edda. Edda. They consented when I shared the perilous journey I had undertaken to reach them. A few days hence, they brought me the translated fragment. Upon reading it, I was struck with dread. As I feared, it foretold events. Precisely thy arrival, Alaska.
What a long and touching story. The lore of this world is unfolding more and more. No, actually, your story is incredible. Straight up, harrowing. Why don't we do a standalone series?
I still know not what thou art speaking of, but let us refrain from flattery.
Oh, well, it's not like I was trying to. So, what does it say in the fragment?
In essence, the fragment spoke of how we all came to this realm from a world that is 10,000 times smaller. Yet, only 2 heroes knew of this. The first, a hero of great power, would forget his world, while the second would bear news of that world, and aid the first in restraining his might.
Oh, well, in a way, I lived in a small world. I never remember it very clearly. But I'm not a hero, holding back the power of the first. What does that even mean?
How should I know? This is what the Edda claims. Now that we know thou art the second hero, who is the first?
Actually, I came to find him. I spoke to the creator of my world, and he asked me to find 000.
So his name is 000? Pray tell, is he known by any name at all?
Yeah, probably not. I didn't ask.
How didst thou plan to find a man when all thou hadst was a number?
I didn't think about it. It was a stressful time. I found I was living in a fake world, that there was a Fiji. I was confused.
If thou hast not forgotten, I asked thee to take me to the castle.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. But why?
I have a notion of who the 000 may be, yet I need more knowledge.
You can't find 000? I would be very grateful. Well, after such a touching backstory, I can't help but help. Plus, we have common goals.
Let us be off already. Enough stretching the video.
Alright. So I've learned more about the world I'm in. I came here to find 000 and myself. I don't know how to find myself yet, but 000, I must contain his power. But what power? I hope Merlin can figure out who he is. The strangest thing is that neither the elder nor the younger Edda speaks of the Ender Dragon as the second misfortune. What could that mean?
Ah, it's freezing. So it's the end of the fall. Exactly. This late autumn, and we yet don't light armor. When shall we be provided with the winter gear? Oh, hark! Someone approacheth. Stand straight.
We approached the bridge that leads to the castle. As it turns out, ordinary citizens are not allowed to enter the castle. So I came up with a genius plan how to distract the guards. The king said, you're being transferred to the North Gate.
What a load of crap, Alaska.
Oh, you know me.
There's no North Gate.
You're being transferred to the East Gate.
Wait. Does thou truly seek to distract us so as to gain her and try into the castle?
What? Who's her? I'm the only one here, Oh, yeah. We need to go to the castle.
Well, thou shouldst have declared so forthwith. What are we? Summoner of beasts? Hunter then.
Wow. It turns out sometimes, if you're honest with people, they can help you. I have to remember that. We entered the castle. Merlin seemed to know where to go on her own, like she had been here before. I asked her, do you know where to go? Have you been here before?
Yeah, I once was. One day when I...
Wait. Let's not long stories. Let's leave it for the future. We came to some kind of door. Marlene opened it. We both went inside. There was some kind of drawing on the wall. Marlene took out a fragment of the ad and looked at it, and then at the drawing again. I didn't really understand what was depicted. It looked like scribbles to me. And then Marlene said,
I see. I believe I understand.
What? You got what? You realize who 000 is? But she didn't answer me. She ran out of the room, and I decided not to run after her. She seemed to have more important things to do. If she realized who 000 was, that's good. Well, now I'm on my own. I have a lot of things to think about, like what kind of power 000 has, how we're going to fight the Ender Dragon, and also... It was the next day. The first day in Fiji was eventful. At first I fell into the mud. Literally. Then they put me in jail. I was able to meet the king himself. I met Marlene, and I was even told the lore of this world. There are other dragons, different cities and kingdoms here. There's even its own story. When I was living in the simulation, I didn't even imagine that my life would change so much. I didn't even know there was another world. And I was still wondering how to feel the freedom. The guard at the entrance to Fiji said that this is the city of freedom. But are there any factors besides the fact that I can go anywhere and not be hunted? Though it seems to me it's actually enough. But now came the day of hard training. I realized that I was too weak to fight the Ender Dragon. That time, I didn't have much health left. And if I wasn't lucky enough, I wouldn't have gotten out of there alive. Anyway, I walked walked out of the castle and headed towards the training ground. The commander was already waiting for me there. Even though I already knew that, he told me how to fight the Ender Dragon. The same thing Obama told me. There are some towers with crystals that you have to destroy so the dragon can regenerate health. Then you just hit it while trying to fend off its attacks. However, the commander added something else that was not present in my battle. He can release some kind of potion that will slowly kill you. It was weird. It never happened when I fought the dragon. Are you sure you were fighting the Ender Dragon? Big, dark, flies, and has wings. As the commander described the Ender Dragon to me, I began to remember my battle. Well, yes, it's what it looked like to me. Quite large, dark, with wings, flying. Definitely the Ender Dragon. Plus, Obama told me it was the Ender Dragon, so I'm pretty sure that's who I fought. Oh, I'm having a hard time with another one with a king disease. The commander said something about some king disease again, but I still didn't know what he meant. After that, the commander gave me a bow. He said that the bow is the best way to break the crystals. Even though I was able to break it with my sword, I realized that I would be more comfortable with the bow. The commander set up some targets for me to show off my shooting skills. I had never used a bow before, but for some reason I did very well. Never really held a bow in your hands. Yeah, that's my first time. Huh. Maybe thou canst do something after all. Maybe thou shalt make a good archer. For some reason, his words about me and the bow resonated in my soul. I felt like I was already an archer, but that's impossible. I've never held a bow. Then the commander put a sword in my hands and set up an armor stand to show me a couple of moves. As it turns out, there are different kinds of strikes. For example, a critical hit. If you jump forward and strike, the damage is greater. He also taught me how to combine simple critical attacks. Though they're not really useful against mobs, they can be useful. So all day long, the commander trained me. And at the end, when I was completely exhausted, he challenged me to a duel. And I accepted. Just like yesterday, we got in position. Now I understood a thing or two about fighting. I wasn't hoping to beat him, but I wanted to show what I could do. Then we began the battle. I started the attack first and we both hit each other with the first blow. But I was confident and went on the attack. At that moment, he confused me. He used a technique in which he needs to alternate side attacks. Thereby, he threw me out of the field. But again, I was confident. Without a word, I got back into position. The commander said nothing and stood in front of me. I understood that I needed to throw him out of the field. We went into battle again. I was trying to make an opening attack, but the commander was clever. At first, I couldn't hit him with my sword, but then I managed to make an attack. But nevertheless, nothing came out of it. I foolishly jumped around him, waving my sword. I went on the attack, and we hit each other again. With my last critical hit, I threw him out of the field. Did I manage to win? Then the commander said, "You're a fast learner. Not bad." Thank you. I hope you fight the same in the end. I'll try. After that, I went back to my room. It had been a rough day. After a full day of training, I was literally exhausted. I was about to go to bed when someone knocked on the window. It was Merlin.
Hey, come forth.
What? How'd you get up on the roof of the castle?
It matters not. Come forth.
Then I went out of the window. As weird as it sounds.
Yeah, it does sound quite amusing.
I keep forgetting that everyone can read my mind. That's what the whole episode is about, actually.
Beg thy pardon for fleeing thus. Art thou going to the end on the morrow? Well, I thought...
Diamond sword?
I exchanged a pair of scrolls for it. Take it.
Oh, thank you. Did you find out anything about the 000?
I still ponder it. I would rather not jump to conclusions too hastily.
Got it. At that moment, we stood silently, facing each other. I didn't know what to say. Should I say goodbye or thank her again for the sword? But then I thought for a second about what happened lately. My life changed in a moment. You know, I like living here. I might even stay, even though people avoid me. It's a lot better than up there. I mean, here's so much going on. In my world, every day was like the day before. And you wouldn't believe it. I was afraid to walk 10 blocks.
Afraid to go 10 blocks? What?
Yes, can you believe it?
Cannot be. 10 blocks is not but a trifle.
Well, my whole world was about 50 blocks.
I would be curious to see how the simulation appears.
No big deal. Fidget. That's real freedom.
Freedom. In a manner, everyone here lacks true freedom.
But why? You can go anywhere, do anything you want.
Didst thou not do the same within the simulation?
Good question.
I merely wish to deliver the sword.
Yes, thanks again. After that, she left, and I went back to my room. I lay down on the bed and started thinking, was I last free? Living in the simulation. The next day I got up before dawn, put on my armor, and picked up the sword Merlin had given to me. It was a momentous day. The commander ordered me to come to the entrance of the castle early in the morning. When I came out of the gate that separated the nobles from the common citizens, I saw my squad standing on the bridge, and in front of them a crowd of citizens. Everyone seemed to be waiting for me. Then I stood next to the commander. You're late. Yes, sorry. Between us and the crowd of citizens stood the king, who was giving a rousing speech, but I wasn't listening. All the citizens had come to send us into battle. For what dishonor, and may everyone turn to life. The king finished his speech. The crowd cheered us furiously. Everyone except Marlene. I thought she was concerned, but we didn't have time. To the cheers of the crowd, we walked confidently deep into the castle, straight to the portal that will lead us to the Ender Dragon. Is their Ender Dragon somehow different from the one I fought? The commander activated the portal. Together, we jumped into it. We landed on the platform, just like in my battle. But when I raised my head, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? Why are thou surprised? In my battle, it was much smaller. What? Couldst thou have spoken of this sooner? We were using the same words but meant different things. Enough! I have trained thee, so thou shalt endure. I shall not lose another man. Build forth. I was shocked. And in the simulation looked different. At least it was much smaller. Could it be that even the Ender Dragon is bigger though? And how am I supposed to fight a dragon like that? Hear me. You too shall break the crystals. The rest with me. And also, Alaska, do not look in their eyes. They shall get angry. Do not look at who? Is he angry? Alaska, come here! Oh, sorry. It's just in my battle. Forget your battle. I knew thou didn't fight. Thou have never seen the dragon. Why did we trust thee? No, I have fought. Enough of that prattling. Now I don't care about it. We don't have time to chat. Wait until the crystals are shattered, and then we shall strike. I was shocked. What kind of place is that? Could it be that all in the simulation is smaller than the true world? Since my arrival, I thought, why do they scared of the dragon? But now I understand. I'm truly scared. I have never been in such danger. What am I supposed to do? Hide behind backs of my friends? Thou shouldst do that if thou do not want to end like my last squad. I'm not surprised they can't read my thoughts anymore. Yet I think it's the only option here. I'm too weak to defeat the Ender Dragon. Lo, the crystals are broken! Alaska, thou should stay here. We'll take care of it. After that, my friends went to battle, and I was left here beneath blocks. Are they truly going to win? Last time they failed. Will they succeed this time? I sat in silence, watching the bar at the top. When it reaches its end, that will signal the Ender Dragon's defeat. The bar neared the end, but then suddenly the bar stopped going down. I didn't know what happened. Did my friends die? I had to check them. I left my shelter and was looking for them. I didn't see anyone. I tried not looking at the big black guys. At the same time I was looking for my friends. But again, I didn't see anyone. Fear was getting over me. At that time I didn't realize I had drawn near the dragon. I raised my head and saw it. It's so gigantic. For a moment I stared at him and then I heard, Alaska, what art thou doing here? I said thee to remain still. Commander, you're alive. What a relief. I watched the bar at the top, and in a moment it stopped. What bar? What does that mean? The one at the top. Never mind. We have lost once more, Alaska. There is nothing we can do. We are doomed. What are you talking about? We have no chance. There is little left. Enough, Alaska. Commander! The commander grew weak. My friends were trying to revive him. In that moment, I remembered how he had viewed me with suspicion, but over time he seemed to soften. I don't know what happened to me then, but I picked up my sword. Then Marlene gifted to me. Marlene, she also believes in me. How dare I stay back while my friends fight? Maybe I am weak, and I admit it, but as long as I have a chance to try, I will make an effort to not let them down. Marlene and everyone who believes in me. So I found myself face to face with the Ender Dragon. This wasn't the little thing from the simulation. This was the real dragon. I didn't get scared. Let E be afraid of me. And in that moment I got lucky. It landed. I rushed forward and struck several times, but he knocked me back. It hurt, but I didn't give up. All I had in my hands was Marlene's sword. I could only attack it when it landed again. But E didn't want to do it. I waited a long time for the moment. Then I remembered. For some reason I was really good with a bow. So I took a bow and arrows from one of my friends. With my first shot I hit it, but it got harder from there. The bow couldn't shoot that high, so I waited for it to lower its height. That's when I noticed something. Before it descended, some purple particles came out of its mouth. That's when I realized I needed to grab the sword. And I was right. The dragon landed. I rushed to it, delivering some strikes. And then I kept shooting arrows at it. There was only one strike left. We were both exhausted. I had few arrows left, so I decided to land the final blow with my sword. I waited for it to descend and stared straight into its eyes. defeated the Ender Dragon. And this time, the real one? Then I went to the commander. He was seriously injured. We were walking him to the portal. We jumped through it and appeared into the castle. Thank you, Alaska. Thou saved us. Go to the king and tell him we have hoarded the second misfortune. And then I was left alone once more. But before going to the king, I decided to go to Marlene and learn of Subject 000.
Alaska, thou art alive! By God's grace, I did fear that it would be as the last time.
As the last time?
It matters not. Thou art alive. I rejoice. So you have defeated the dragon?
Yes, we succeeded. And soon I'll go to the king to tell this.
By the by, concerning the king, my suspicions were right.
Is he?
Yeah, King Truman is subject 000 from the simulation. King Truman is the second misfortune of Fiji.
What does it mean? How is he the second misfortune?
Of that I know not. Yet I'm convinced that anon something bad may befall us.
I need to talk to him. See you soon. Gosh. King Truman is also from the simulation, just like me. It was so unexpected. King Truman, I have news for you. Alaska came to me. He was alone. Was he the only one who survived in this battle? No, King. We all survived. All the time I forget that people can read your mind. I understand. It's familiar to me. And do you know why, King? Where do I drive to? You're from the simulation. As I am. I'm the subject 001. And you, 000, who I was looking for. What a nonsense. I've been king of Fiji my whole life. They erased your memory. It's in the Younger Edda. Younger Edda? I don't remember that. We found another fragment and there... You should not slander the king. That could end badly for you. But don't you...
The king! Has Alaska already told you about the dragon? We have defeated the dragon. Alaska helped us a lot. Without him, we wouldn't survive. The commander got some injuries, but we'll live. And forgive my boldness, but I think we should celebrate this event to the fullest.
Fine, soldier. Good to hear. We'll hold a festival in honor of preventing the second misfortune on Fiji's lands. Both can go, but the simulation, I don't want to hear about it. Both can go. The king wouldn't listen. Doesn't he care to hear such important news? What now? What now? Well,
I'm not surprised.
What? About what?
Did he not listen to the...
Well, yeah, but he listened a little. How did you know that?
People don't really like to change their lives. Realizing that you're not who you are changes your worldview. Few people will want such happiness.
But the king has to know. We have to warn him. Tell him that he is the second misfortune. Do you know anything about what this misfortune might bring?
Perchance 'tis something of flame, resembling ruin. Some downfall. I cannot say for certain.
Fire. A symbol of destruction. It makes sense. But what could it be? Will he suddenly get magical powers? Something crazy will take over him. He'll destroy the kingdom. But wait, there is no magic here, right?
Here? No. There is no magic here.
Then this theory is out. What to do, what to think. Oh, by the way, a slight diversion from our main task. In honor of our victory, there is a festival tomorrow. And I thought maybe you would come with me?
Oh, how unexpected. Yeah, of course. I shall go.
Okay, I'll meet you tomorrow. Oh, of all the things in my journey, telling Marlene, this was the hardest challenge. Harder than even fighting the Ender Dragon. I got back to the castle. I had many questions. Now I know who the 000 is. But here's the problem. Why did the creator ask me to find him? What will change? What is the point of this journey? What if I just forget about it? About simulation, Truman, about everything before Fiji. And we'll just live a hero's life. Not thinking about guards? What? You've gone too far. Why couldn't you just leave the simulation up there? The Younger Edda, it really did predict everything. What a clever sorceress you have. She did a good job, huh? But for what? It's Marlene's Edda. You stole it! Now I speak. I remember those days, day after day, the same. Oh well, you know, the creator watching over you through a glass I can't see, like an obsessed madman. A collector. I remember escaping from him. I jumped and landed in Fiji. That moment I felt freedom. Freedom! Tell me, what is freedom? Freedom is power, which I hold in my hands. The ability to command anyone to do what I want. Now I am in the role of the creator, because I am the creator of Fiji. I landed before an empty field, and with my own hands, built everything you saw. And truly, as it says in the Edda, I forgot my life in the simulation. Until the moment the creator found me, he wanted to take me back. But I refused. This weakling didn't even try to resist and just left. What a joke! The world above is evil, and I, as the savior, will free anyone from that world. I suffered, so now it's its turn to suffer. My army will enter that level, and then we'll create a glorious new world. But because of you, my plans have gone awry. Too bad I can't do anything with you. The word of your deed has already spread throughout Fiji, but know this, you won't dare destroy everything I've built, and you won't dare stop me. Now, no one must know that I'm not from this world. There's no need to create panic in the kingdom, right? So you better spend tomorrow as usual, leave, and never return to my lands. You got me? And pass this message to your girl. What I have no words. He knows about simulation. He knows the creator. He wants to attack the wastelands. His freedom is power? Marlene, I need to talk to Marlene. Marlene, wake up! It's urgent!
Alaska, it is midnight. The shop is closed. Return during the working hours.
I have to tell you something.
Oh, well, come in. He's aware of the simulation, yet hates this realm, seeking to seize it, and thus turns out to be a villain.
Well, kind of.
And what does thou intend to do?
The simulation is my home. My whole life was spent there. Even though I say I would stay here on Fiji, I can't let 000 seize my home. That's why, let the people learn the true king. And I need your help. Here's my plan. So... And what do you think?
I deem it the most foolish plan.
Well, listen, I don't see any other options.
But I consent.
Agree? Well, great then. I'll see you here tomorrow.
Hold on.
Huh? Here, it's not I'm not,
I reckon thou hast agreed. Will be simpler for us to leave from here. Thy chamber is to my left.
Oh, you meant, yeah, see you tomorrow. Why am I so nervous? When I said before Truman, my heart didn't race like it does now. What does it mean?
Wow, 'tis a marvel.
Do you like festivals?
Of course, who doth not delight in festivals? Besides, in whose honor?
Oh, come on. I don't really like this sauna.
When I was a child, my parents and I would oft journey to Nolieda for festivals. Harvest Day, the Merchant's Day, the Meat Day.
The meat day?
I told thee, they would hold festivals for all things imaginable. The Farmer's Day, the Theater's Day, the...
I got you. They hold festivals a lot.
Hero, Alaska, come here.
Hero.
Good day, sir, merchant.
Thank thee, hero. Without thee, Fiji would have suffered the second misfortune. Hast thou come for the play?
Yeah.
Then here, take this. Caramel apples. And one for the companion as well.
Oh, thank you.
Thou didst truly name him Sir Merchant?
What else I could call him? I thought it was funny.
Well, mayhap. Yet thou couldst have asked his name.
Do you still really think about it?
Oh, behold, a crowd hath gathered there. Let us see what is happening there.
Ah, what a bad luck. Here, only your skill matters. Ah, yeah, I bet thou did something to this bow. Oh, Alaska. Hello, Commander. You look good. Do you feeling better? Yeah, try thyself. I remember that was good with a bow. Well, let me give it a try. Now that's what I call it. I knew I taught thee well.
Alaska, well done.
It was the third time I'd held a bow. I had a feeling it had always been with me. It was strange that I didn't want to look weak in front of Marlene. Wait, what? Why am I thinking about this? Anyway, I hit the last of the 3 targets. That's what it means to be a hero. Hey, I was the one who taught him. You can choose any toy for yourself. When did they make toys in my honor? And what should I choose? If I pick myself, it look kind of narcissistic. But I don't really like creepers.
I desire this one.
Oh, well, yeah. Sure, take it. Fine, Alaska, see you later. Aren't you coming to the play? No, not really my thing. Goodbye.
And I think we should seek our places.
Well, we don't need to hurry. Let's say I use my position.
So you really think you could ride a cow? Yeah, it's the same as riding a horse. You're just taking... Oh, Hero, here's your seats.
Thank you, guys.
Enjoy the play.
Well, take a seat.
A fine day.
Yeah, it is. But do you remember why we are here?
I remember.
When did you come out?
First the play, then some other fair, and thereafter comes my turn.
For fear of that, I still will stay with thee. I never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here will I remain, with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars. From this world wearied flesh, eyes look at your last, arms take your last embrace, and lips, oh you, the thirst of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dayless bargain to engross in death. Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide, thou desperate pilot, now at once run on, the dashing rocks thy seasick very bark. Here's to my love. I really liked it.
As do I. Yet duty doth not wait. I go to fetch the Edda.
Okay, I'll wait you here. And now you'll hear poetry by Marlene. From Marlene's shop.
In sooth, I've come to you bearing news. Look ye upon this, a fragment of the Edda which none but I doth possess. And within it, it is writ of who we are. And our king, the Ender Dragon, was not the second misfortune, but the king himself.
What a nonsense is that? For real, what a nonsense. Look, she's not lying. She's telling the truth. I didn't believe it at first, but it's true. I am Subject 001, and the King Truman is 000. We both came from the simulation. What a nonsense I hear here. What a boldness. Is that how you pay for my kindness? Guards, take them! Thank you. How far were you planning to go? Cage. Just like it the first day. What a bad luck. Huh? Marlene! Where's Marlene? Marlene, is she alive? Tell me please, is a girl with black hair, yellow eyes, black dress, is she alive?
Yes.
Oh, thank goddess. And where are we going?
Come in.
You're not much of a talker.
You're way too cheerful for someone about to be executed.
Executed? Me?
Inside.
When I went inside, I saw a lot of benches and some kind of a throne where the king sat. Are they going to execute me right here? Defendant, stand in your place! Absurd. Now he's more formal to me and changed his voice again. I stood to the right of the entrance inside the small enclosure. Could this be a trial? Where is the second one? The second one? Could it be Marlene? Silence in the courtroom! Probably he's talking to me. Marlene, you're alive! What a relief! When we fail, silence in the courtroom! Fine. Talk to you later. Case number 001. Subversion of the king's sovereignty. For slander against the king, destruction of royal property, evasion of detention, damage to the royal reputation. Alaska, you're sentenced to death. To death, huh? That's simple. For involvement in the criminal activities against royal authority, Marlene is sentenced to eternal exile from the kingdom. Carry out within a day. Any objections? I have.
No objections.
Case is closed. What a kind of a trial is that? Marlene, are you listening to me? Marlene! I guess she's disappointed.
For someone who will soon be kneeling before the guillotine, you're not really that worried.
I'm not really going to be executed.
Order from the king. We're going back to the cage.
I guess I still don't understand what's happening. Everything changed so quickly. Not long ago, I lived in a box. Was afraid to move 20 blocks. Bam in the wastelands. Not long ago. Was briefly a hero. And now what? Has it all come to an end? Acceptance? Should I just accept my fate? I can't do anything. Run? Where would I run? Run again? I can't. I have no lives left. Marlene, why did you? I guess I need to craft one more chest. Ah, dang it, I have only 7 planks left. I need to catch some trees. Simulation again. Well, I guess this is enough. I don't say this. Is it a memory? I guess I need to craft one more chest. Ah, dang it, I have only 7 planks left. I need to catch some trees. What's happening? Why is this scene repeating? I need to get out of here. I need to break the wall. I guess I need to craft one more chest. Ah, dang it, I have only 7 planks left. I need to catch some trees. Ah, damn, why am I coming back here saying the same thing? Not trees, the wall. What? Another box? It's a Truman. I need to craft one more chest. Ah, dang it, I have only 7 planks left. Hey, Truman, what are you doing here? He doesn't hear me? It's Maryland. And me? What is happening? It's dark. I can't see anything. Red torches. Everything is so strange, even a bit scary. Who is that person over there? Obama? Oh, Obama! Obama, what is happening? Where are we? We need to wait here for a while. I'm sure they sent a lot of guards to bring you back to this incubator. The creator came for me? Let me introduce myself again. I'm Barack Obama. Or not. It doesn't matter. Everything is getting a little strange. But you shouldn't think about that. Can you feel the wolves, aren't you? I guess you see them not like others. What could it mean? Or it doesn't matter. Obama, I don't see you. What place is it? Everything is getting a little bit strange, but you shouldn't think of it. Think, ratings have increased. Can you feel it? Or not? Maybe you're not long in this place. You just don't remember. Get up. Obama, you're scaring me. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Get up.
Ah, fine.
Get out.
Is it just a nightmare? I don't know what to say. Ah, reality. Are they leading me to my execution?
Yeah, you're right.
I never thought that I would return to you, yet I'm left with no choice. The scrolls. Well, actually, paper sheets. Yet, I like call them scrolls.
So, this is the end of my story. Is it really that simple? State traitor! A criminal! This will happen to anyone who breaks the law! No luxury. Majestic speeches. Honors. So dull and ugly. Or maybe it's not the end yet. You're like a cockroach. You'll survive anywhere. Well, no matter. Guards, step back. This is my fight. Fight me! What is that? These are all the worlds in this universe. Everything you see, these are each of these worlds. Each flows with its own life, and they don't even know they're being watched. You don't look surprised. If they were watching me, why can't they watch others? And who are you? It doesn't matter for you. What matters is that they know. And even here, are they being watched too? Maybe. And this world, is this the end? Quite a strange ending to my adventure. Doesn't really matter how it ended. Besides, I think you fulfilled your purpose. 0001 take the Wastelands. They've got problems of their own right now in Fiji.
Look, it says here, if the king is defeated in fair battle, the victor gains the king's power. That's clear, but no one have won.
And here's your love. Though she's wanted, nothing keeps her in Fiji anymore. She's found freedom.
Hero Alaska, I pray we shall meet again.
Everything will flow. And since you're the first to enter the back rooms, you have a choice how to continue your life. Become the new king of Fiji, go on a journey with Marlene, or is there another option? Forget everything. Forget everything? Yeah, the whole journey I've gone through. If I were you, I would choose the option where I would be happy. How do you think? How would you live knowing that you're always being watched? That the camera records every move you make, and you can't hide. Decided? During my journey, I realized something important for me. Well, then let's try again.